especially now that I have the two monitors. As I'm traveling one place, I go and start something else on the other screen. Watch a YouTube video or something. So
or looking up information. So
yeah,
regarding the game, but back to the gold making tips that we were gonna be offering. And going back to enchanting, the way I would try to make gold with enchanting, and other players and other like gurus in terms of gold making have suggested, the best way to make it worth your money is sell a little bit of your mats, and then if you got extra or surplus, turn them into enchants or enchanting scrolls. And one of the great things now with the patch is the fact that you can link your stuff easily, or link your professions easily in trade, raid, guild chat, party, or just even say, or even private whisper, so people can automatically see what you have, and makes it easier. I mean, now you don't have the spamming macros like you did before.
Yeah, but if you still have them, don't delete them, because you will not be able to recreate them. I accidentally did that with my tailoring because I had Spellfire tailoring linked, and since there's no tailoring specialty anymore, I deleted it so I could put back in just regular tailoring, and you can't put it into macros anymore. But if it's already in there, you can keep it. So if you have it, keep it.
Yeah, and I ruined my enchanting macro by doing the exact same thing, by trying to change it and seeing if I can relink it, but it just totally failed.
Yeah. You can still link it into trade. You just have to do it by itself. You can't put it in a macro.
Or what you do is just link it in a trade and then add your little message.
Yeah, your little flair.
So just to make it a little more interesting for people to choose you over someone else. But what? Obviously, with certain professions like jewel crafting, you can't. One person's definitely going to be picked over the other, especially when you don't have all the recipes yet.
Yeah.
So
doing your dailies.
Another way that Aeonknight, my paladin, and I guess he's my main gold farmer and gold making toon, as well as Lunar Knight, my Tauren druid.
Since the faction change.
Yeah, since the faction change, yes. Lunar Knight was originally on the Alliance side, but I brought him back to Horde. Or, sorry, he started off originally Alliance, then I went to Horde, then I went back to Alliance for a little bit, just to,
About 1 month exactly.
For 1 month, and I got really bored with it real quick. But, yeah, and then came back once the patch was released and had fun with it again.
You made a lot of gold over there, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I made about 6k. I started off with, nothing.
Yeah, because the auction house was very different.
Yeah, it was a little more lucrative on the Alliance side for our server. I don't know how it is for other servers, but for our server, prices were a little different between auction houses. So I just wanted to see, with my gold making ideas, how it will transition to the other faction, which on our server has a higher population.
Yeah, I looked it up. I'm doing some research. I'm going to bring out a report for you guys eventually. But a little preview is that there's about 20% of the characters on our server are Horde, which is about 3,300 characters. So I'll give you the full details later, but that's why we're trying to get more people to join.
Horde specifically?
Yeah, that way, PvP is a little bit easier, rating's a little bit easier, and, there's a lot of good people on the server. I can't vouch for the Alliance side, but just like every server, there's a few,
Well, Alliance has their good players, but, I mean, and every faction does have their good players. It's just, we have a lot of good Horde players here and that are not reaching their full potential because we keep getting stomped by the Alliance, especially in PvP.
Yeah, and then rating's a little bit tougher because there's only so many raids to join since there's not a huge amount of people. There's still raids happening all the time, but there aren't 8 ICCs running every night.
Yeah, and we're starting to drift off topic again. But going back to gold making, another tip that I've taken to heart, especially it's one of the easiest ways for me to make gold as a jewel crafter, is buying out cheap uncut gems, cutting them into gems that sell for much higher, and then reselling them back up. But the best thing for you to do if you're going to be doing that is not to overstock on gems, because you will end up just killing yourself a little bit there, because people will undercut you, especially if there was no gem listed and you marked yourself your gem up higher. So I'll give you a prime example. First couple days, someone was trying to sell uncut cardinal rubies for over 200 gold and was quickly undercut that day. Like, probably not more than 5 hours after, they were undercut to like 150 gold.
Probably listed it in the morning.
Yeah.
Didn't check till later. In the evening, undercut.
And then by the second day, it was down to back to 100 gold.
Yep.
So, be careful on when you... If you're the first one to list, think about it first. I mean, yes, it's great to try to mark up the price and bring back, gold, and try to earn yourself a good amount back, but, mark up wisely, and then undercut even wiser. Don't suddenly drop the price down 400 from 400 to 100 gold. Don't do that.
Because then the next person who undercuts is going to undercut you to 99.
Yeah.
So, the next time you go to sell, it might be down to 80. And, you skipped from 400 to 100 when, you could have been making that money.
Yeah, that 300 gold profit that you could have gained, you just instantly lost.
Yep.
So, be smart. Be smart about how you're going to list things in the auction house. And that's why we recommend, if you're really not good at, trying to work out the auction house economy, pick up add-ons.
Yeah.
That'll help you.
They'll give you suggestions.
Yes. I mean, it's ultimately up to you whether you want to take those suggestions or not, but we highly recommend them because it's what has been making our gold.
Yep.
Val and I have had this guild, or we're in this guild for about 2 years now, but it's only recently that we've been really trying to push gold making.
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing it personally, but now we're trying to get everyone at the same level as we are. But since we do so many different styles of gold making, it's hard to teach everyone everything all at once.
Yeah, and so, I mean, little by little we'll be sharing more of our tips, and we'll actually be releasing videos and screenshots of really good gold farming places that are in Wrath of the Lich King prior to Cataclysm. So we've got about a month and a half before the release.
Yep.
So we'll try to work as quickly as we can to get those videos out and try to help you all, make more gold in the World of Warcraft.
Yep. But then do remember, it's not all about the gold. It's about having fun. Yep. Playing with your buddies, taking down the boss, and sometimes not taking down the boss. Just trying to kill it. Sometimes that's more fun. So
yeah, exactly.
Remember the roots. Remember the Sunwell.
And another gold making tip: if you're gonna farm for mats, recommended if you've got the profession bags like herbalism bags, mining bags, leather working bags for skins, take one with you. I mean, yes, it's a waste of a bag space, but you can dedicate that just for that specific material.
Yeah, and you can pick up way more than if you kept your 20-slot Frostweave bag with your offset gear in it. Switch that bag to your farming bag because you're not going to be using your offset farming.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't need to take it.
Unless if you're on a PvP server and your offset is your PvP set.
Yes.
But generally, when you're going to be farming for materials and everything, and you're going to be fighting some mobs, just stay in your PvE gear because you're going to want to kill those things fast so you can grab the mat quickly.
Yeah.
Versus you in your PvP gear and you're hitting it a few times before you actually kill it.
Yeah.
So,
sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So that's as much as we're going to give you guys for right now.
So this has been Valinet of the Terranus server.
And this has been Aeonknight of the Terranus server from the WoWGoldTitans.
And this has been Epics Are Us.
Just to leave you with one last thing or one last image to remember us by.